Rebel Gal and Dr. Ray shows Babe Arena's deep and grateful gratitude on muscle of your grateful attitude, over white wings in front. Horse helmet made by her neck at your discretion, and bad start that hurt you at the back of the back. Now cool and kick on and act crazy to that clubhouse turn.
Welcome back, baseball fans. Welcome to another episode of the Vintage Vegas 9 Ball, coming to you early March here, 2026. Really anxious for the season to get underway, and got my fantasy draft coming up next week, so very excited. But in the meantime, I thought I'd kind of take you back to my youth a little bit here with this episode, and kind of focus on not only the baseball, but also a little bit of horse racing. We've been here in Las Vegas. We have a great OTBs and many of the casinos, and always was a big horse racing fan growing up, and still go whenever I get the chance, and really enjoy watching the ponies. And this episode is going to focus on that kind of. So the first card is a Paul LaDuca. Of course, Paul LaDuca, many years in the big leagues for the Mets and the Dodgers. And I remember he was kind of one of these guys that was mentioned for using those performance-enhancing drugs, but always been in great shape. And it seems like even now, you see him he works for TVG and Fox Sports when they cover horse racing. And he's in great shape now. He's in great shape, and really does a good job. I know he's owned some horses in the past, and he also does a great job covering the races, America's Day at the Races, for Fox. And Paul LaDuca, and he was an all-star catcher, and now he is big into horses, and he is a commentator for TVG, and does a nice job for them. Put him on the all-star stand, Paul LaDuca. The next card's a horse racing card of Shane Sellers, and Shane Sellers, of course, big-time jockey at Arlington Park. When I was a kid, it was Shane Sellers. I think I still have, when I'd stand around the paddock when I was a kid and ask for these goggles. I think I still have a couple goggles that say S on the sides on the vents. He'd write S. And I think I still have a couple pairs of his goggles somewhere in a box. I always enjoyed watching him ride. I remember became a big advocate for jockey rights, and kind of got blackballed there for a little bit in the early 2000s. But he was a great jockey in the early 90s at Arlington Park. And, of course, we miss Arlington Park. It's been torn down, and there's mention that they're going to build the Bears' new stadium there, or Indiana. Recently, it's been Indiana has been mentioned as a possibility as well, but I think it probably end up in Arlington Heights, where Arlington Racetrack was. But yes, Shane Sellers. Let's look at the back of these cards. These are great cards here. Kind of says the favorite things here, and it says Racetrack Arlington Park. His favorite TV show, Sanford and Son. Type of food, Cajun. Of course, most of these jockeys are from the Bayou down in Louisiana. Favorite movie, Rocky. And sports teams, New Orleans Saints. And, of course, his favorite athlete is Michael Jordan. Of course, Jordan, biggest athlete of that time period in Chicago. And this is, you see, 1989, 1990, 1991. Big-time earnings there. $17 million for Shane Sellers for his career. And, Shane Sellers, always enjoyed, one of the leading riders always in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s at Arlington Park. Shane Sellers, will put him on the stand. Shane. Next card here is a John Henry Johnson. Of course, John Henry Johnson, he was one of these guys who was traded actually for Vita Blue. The A's traded him Vita Blue to the Giants for John Henry Johnson and a couple other guys. And he had an okay big league career, but nothing like John Henry the horse. John Henry the horse, of course, great racehorse, and won 2 Arlington Millions, John Henry, and also, I believe, 2 Santa Anita handicaps. Just a great racehorse, John Henry. This is John Henry Johnson, the pitcher, here for our future Las Vegas A's. And that's why I included him in here, John Henry, the racehorse. Next card is a Hector Torres, and there he is on his Cubs card, and he's looking more like a jockey here than a baseball player. Looks like he's standing outside the paddock at Arlington Park, but just a kind of a headshot here in his Cubs uniform. Kind of looks like the silks, though, from the jockey's outfit there in this shot. And yeah, Hector Torres, kind of a second baseman, shortstop, utility infielder for the Cubs. And here he is, an early 70s card, looking more like a jockey to me than a baseball player. Hector Torres, we'll put him on the Cubs stand. Next card is a Randy Meyer. And here he is standing outside in the paddock. And that's beautiful Arlington Park there in the background. And just a beautiful racetrack. And we still miss it. Of course, the race industry in Illinois has really, really gone downhill. Not only Arlington's gone, but Sportsman's track as well, Balmoral, Maywood, all these great racetracks. I think Hawthorne's basically the only one still standing. And yeah, still miss Arlington Park. And this is a great picture of Randy Meyer, another great jockey in the early 90s. Let's see his preferences. Here it says racetrack at Sportsman Park, but here in the front he's here at Arlington. And it says TV show. Favorite TV show is Coach. Remember that show in the early 90s? Great show. And favorite song, Against the Wind by Bob Seger. Big Bob Seger fan myself. And the movie The Great Outdoors with John Candy. And favorite actor, John Wayne. And sports team, the Bears. And his favorite athlete is Jim McMahon. And, of course, great Bears quarterback, Jim McMahon. And here's his career earnings similar to Shane Sellers, $18 million. And another leading rider at Arlington Park in the early 90s, Randy Meyer. Good looking shot of him. Next card is a Dan Plesac. And Dan Plesac spent several years with the Cubs and Brewers as a closer. And I think he still is the Brewers' all-time saves leader. I think Josh Hader was going to pass him, but didn't quite get there before he was traded. And, of course, Dan Plesac now works for MLB Network and does a great job. Has a great sense of humor. I like watching them cover games. And if you look on the back here, it says, Dan enjoys harness horses. And he relaxed by listening to rhythm and blues music. And, of course, Chicago used to have great harness tracks. Maywood Park, and before that closed, and they still run a few harness races at Hawthorne, but not anything like it used to be. And then when this card was made, Chicago, the hotbed of racing, harness and thoroughbreds at that time. And Dan Plesac, big harness fan, so we'll put him on the stand for being a Cub, longtime Cub. Next card is a Mark Guidry. Mark Guidry, another guy, leading rider at Arlington Park in the early 90s. And you see the gate crew in the background with their Arlington caps on. Looks like he's getting ready to load here. And Mark Guidry, really enjoyed him. And he's now he's a trainer, I think. I think he's still training horses, but great jockey. Always liked to bet on his horses when he was at Arlington in the early 90s. And says TV show, favorite show, the Cosby Show. I don't know if that's true or not, but the Cosby Show. And his song and music, Turn the Page Again, another Bob Seger fan here. And movie, The Big Easy, of course. Big Easy, big time movie during that time period. Favorite actor, Al Pacino. And favorite athlete, Michael Jordan, and another great jockey, Pat Day. And see his lifetime earnings, career earnings, $11 million at this time period. But he'd go on to be a leading jockey several times at Arlington Park, and really enjoyed watching him ride. Mark Guidry. Put Mark on a stand over Dan. The next card is an Early Fires, and Early Fires was probably the best jockey at Arlington Park during this time period, and could never discount him from winning a race. And he would always be, his horses would always be the favorite, because Early Fires, probably the most accomplished jockey at Arlington Park during this time period. And yeah, you see his career earnings there, $56 million. And yeah, big time jockey. Sports team, favorite sports team, Chicago Bears. Favorite actor, Charlie Bronson. Favorite food, steak. Although it's hard for these guys to eat too many steaks being jockeys. But yeah, Early Fires. Great jockey at Arlington. and always enjoyed watching him ride. And the last card of the day is a Jose Canseco. And of course, you need somebody to clean up the paddock, clean up the stalls, and Jose Canseco is the man for the job. Here he is with the scoop shovel, and yeah, Jose Canseco. Here he is for the Rangers, and of course, he's a long time 40-40 guy, all-star for the Athletics. And when the Athletics come to town, I'm sure he's going to be a great ambassador for our city. He owned a car wash here in town, here in Las Vegas, for several years, where he'd sign autographs on a certain day of the week, and it was all painted green and yellow, and really enjoy having Canseco be an ambassador for our future Las Vegas A's. And we'll put him on the stand in front of VEGASTILTSKIN. And we hope you enjoyed watching this special horse racing version of the Vegas 9 ball. I know it's kind of off collar here, off beat, but hope you guys enjoyed it. Kind of took me back to when I was a kid, watching those races at Arlington Park and Hawthorne as well. But really enjoyed it. I hope you guys are having a good start to your March, and baseball's right around the corner. So take care and God bless.